right back out at a local creek that we like. And the water is really, really low today.
57 degrees out.
In the middle of winter. We'll let you know what we find.
February. This is slimier than it was last time.
I know, it's very slimy. Break that one open. Yeah, I'm gonna go see what he's found.
So I got him, little flat guy. Nice little crystals on him. I like him. Nice little sparkler. And this is beautiful, this one. It's got it all going.
Yeah.
I love that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And that one too, I think will sparkle.
Awesome. We've been here 5 minutes.
There's a couple pieces right down near by the bag at your feet. I don't know what they look like.
Oh, let's look.
But this one's also fascinating. It's covered in green slime, but I think it's a crinoid plant. I think it's the whole top.
Oh, wow.
See the stem?
Yeah.
There's the two stems. They come up. It's missing the top one here, but there's the top on this one and these two guys. And there's the stem, and I think there might be stem here too.
Huh. That's amazing.
Yeah, I like that piece. That's nice. So I'm happy with those so far. What's this guy? Huh, there's a top-toed crinoid right there. Look at that. That's neat. Very cool.
What do you get?
So is that ammonite?
Huh. Actually, it might be. Let's look.
Or is it just crinoid top?
I can never tell.
Goes in the bag, who knows? We'll ask the experts.
promising.
A little bit of stem on that. Where it came from, but it wasn't here about 4 weeks ago. Like ice. There's one. I don't know. Not gonna do. I have found cool pieces in here, but all this algae is just killing me. Covering up a lot. What is that? The heck is that?
I think that's my boot print.
Oh. Well, that makes sense. Watch. Sorry. Stupid geode, not
Stupid geode.
thought it was something else. Oh, he's lumpy, he's weird. What is he? Yeah, he's broken. But is he any good? Get on the rake.
Laughing maniacally, that usually can only need one
Look
thing.
at that.
Oh, wow.
That is one giant calyx. Oh, he's awesome. Wow. I'm happy. Look at that. It needs to be cleaned.
I thought I
These
just
are
found
both awesome pieces.
a fossilized sweet potato, but I'm being told it might be a horn coral. I'll check it out at home.
This little island delivers all the time. It's pretty amazing. Every time I come out here, there's something. But I rarely take it slow like this, which is a good thing because, you know, I'll miss stuff and then coming back, you'll find cool stuff. Don't ignore the smalls. Always look for cool little smalls too. Like him. He's not so neat. That one is cool. What's this? It's another cool one. Wow. It's neat. Neat. I'll take him too. I like him. What is this? Is this another Calyx? No, I guess it's just a Geode. See, don't ignore the smalls. The smalls are also very cool. That's an interesting piece. I'm not real sure what it is, but it's great. So is that. Got its little stem, probably crinoid. Probably a very tiny crinoid head. Calyx, whatever. So earlier I found that giant one. There's a little one. And there's a nice little geode. I like them. I look for the smalls as much as the bigs. Folks, I hope you enjoy these things when we bring them to you. This is my favorite creek and the first creek I ever came to look for fossils. It's not too far from where we live, and it's just a wonderful place. A beautiful creek. Look at the light there. Absolutely gorgeous. You'll find crinoid stems. It's got it all, but what is this guy? Is he any good? Yeah. Two fascinating pieces. This piece, not good enough. This piece, what are you? Are you just a geode? And a lumpy geode. Move it back into the water. Nice little wedge of geode. You stay and we can come. Well, that's the way we're going to come. I don't know, this may be the other half of that piece I found earlier.
You want these things? What is it?
I like it, and I think it's horn coral. Yeah, I like it. Should come home. That's neat.
What's that? That's beautiful.
Huh?
That's beautiful.
That's probably, it could be another piece of that one piece I found earlier. I don't know.
see a crinoid stem down there.
Now hold on a sec. Stop. Right here. Check this out. I don't know what it is, but the other side might be more interesting. Oh, look at that.
What is that coral?
That's coral.
That's really cool.
That comes home. I like that piece. Now there's another one hiding right here. I don't know what it is, but
I think that's a piece of...
it's pretty thick.
Yeah, that's a geode.
This is always a geode. Now,
A lot of shell stuff, but I don't think any of it that's cool enough.
Yeah, as I said, you'll find stuff like that, but I don't want it if it's just like one shell, little tiny thing in giant matrix. It looks semi-translucent, is it? No. Probably just, yeah, I think it's just good. Boy, it's lovely out here, isn't it?
Beautiful day.
Okay. Let me see. Well, it definitely has crinoid. So it's got crinoid, but I'm going to leave it. It's a neat piece, but I already have some of this. Leave it for somebody else.
Let's open a geode.
We'll take it and see what we can do. Never know. What do you think of this?
Oh, for an Ammonite?
Or something.
I have no idea. We're gonna have to show our expert team. I have no idea. Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a head. Yeah. Yep. Yep, it's a calyx. Yes, and it got much deeper. It's changed completely.
Yeah, I don't remember it being quite like that.
Shell. Yeah, okay. He can come home.
No, throw it back if you don't want it.
Huh?
Throw it back if you don't want it. It was kind of an okay piece.
He's broken in the back, I guess. Whatever. A shout out to anybody who can tell me who wrote that song and who sings it. Back end broke off, but come on, you. Here.
Look at that.
Check it out. Is it a sparkler?
Yeah, a little bit.
Has it got dirt in it?
Yeah, it looks like it's got some dirt down inside.
Yes, we will take that. That's a nice little sport. Give it a hold. A little lumpy, guys. Oh. There's this guy. Go smack him on a rock. Let's see what he is.
That did not work. But it's just not going to break. Live in peace, little geode.
Little crinoid stuff. I don't want it, but it's neat. I can live right there.
Nothing.
Is that crinoid or just?
I think it was just a piece of geode attached to a rock.
Look at this guy. Look at the shadows on him.
Yeah. You know what that looks like right there? That looks like that face on Mars that the aliens built.
Yeah, what is all that? Lighting's good right now.
And the sun's low.
Finding shell and other things on the rock.
Yeah.
The shadows will cast pretty good, help define it. Yeah. Not enough. The good spot is to your left. I'll get to on the way back. I found a really nice little Calyx there one time walking it.
think you can see them on the camera.
They're
There's
flying up there?
Yeah, those are bald eagles right there.
It doesn't surprise me. I've been hearing them here before.
Ah, you guys, I don't think you can see them. That's a bald eagle right there.
Yep.
There it is.
Follow the sticky.
Uh-huh. Oh, look at that. That's a good one right there.
No, don't put it in. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, that's awesome. That's the first legitimate piece of coral I've ever found here. It's really cool. All flattened out. Had to be something strong to flatten that down. How about that, folks? You get bald eagles, fossils, geodes. Probably the cup underneath, I don't know, but I say not. Actually it is. It's got sparkle. It might clean up. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, because we certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. This is absolutely beautiful late afternoon. Sun setting, probably in the high 50s, and it's mid-February. You couldn't ask for a better time. What a great time to come out here and mess around in a creek. We got our waders on, and today was a good day. The creek certainly gave us its beauties, and so did God. So very thankful to have that on my health, and to spend this time with Rhiannon and all of you. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll do a wrap-up. We'll do a wrap-up in a little while, maybe tomorrow or maybe tonight. Depends. Okay? Take care. Good morning, everybody. This is the wrap-up for the February 23rd late afternoon creek walk that Rhiannon and I did. It was in the 60s yesterday. By the end of the day, it was absolutely a beautiful day to go out in the creek, but to think that we would be doing that in the middle of February is pretty funny. But that's the case. Crazy weather we're having. So I'll take you around to all the stuff here and give you some quick overviews. So you're staring right now at a couple broken open geodes. You'll find these in the creek. They can be quite beautiful. This is a sparkler right here. And I think in an earlier video I might have told you about sizing up a collection, and when you bring it back, it takes time. You gotta live with it, clean it, live with it, think about it, and then decide, is it going to stay outside, or is it going to come in, or go somewhere else in the house, or whatever. So although I really like this piece, these two pieces in fact, I have better ones in my one collection, so I'm going to keep them, but they're going to go downstairs. And the basement is the secondary collection. So so those are basement pieces. So here you go. These are some of the geodes. Now, when you're collecting geodes out of a creek, I like the natural broken ones that you just find. they're not always going to give you something beautiful. They may look it, but they come, once you clean them up and everything else, they can begin to look a little beat and a little worn out. This one's pretty neat. I like this piece, but again, doesn't have any sparkle or luster to it, but it's pretty neat. And some little bits, I think, that may belong to that one. And here's probably my favorite one, one of my favorites that I found yesterday, but again, came out kind of dusty. So, I don't know. I may put this in iron out, leave it for a couple hours and see what it looks like in the future. So there you go. Those are the geodes. Then we come down to the little tiny geodes. This guy's could again use a little bit of love, so he might also go into the liquid to see what happens to him. So we'll put them up here. And you can see the muck. You see the algae still stuck on these. I did everything I could, scrubbing and cleaning to get them clean, and I still wasn't quite able. So I'm going to move all these, because they're going to go outside, all these geodes here. Move them out of the picture. Okay. Now the little guys I like. Probably keep him in the house. I like the little ones. Let me see how dirty he is still. Who knows? All right, so we'll keep those over here. And we'll come down here. Now, this is one of my more fascinating finds yesterday. I've cleaned it up as good as I can right now. But I'm not sure what the heck is going on here. It looks to me, and I could be wrong on this, it looks to me, if you can see it, like it's tentacles. See it? Like branches. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then it comes down here, and there's some offshoot. I don't know if that's what I'm seeing or not. And then you ask, well, then what are all these? Well, are they crinoids? Are they the tops of crinoids? So is this like the top of the lily all flattened out on the rock? Or is it just coral? Is this bryozoan? I don't know. But I think it's a really interesting piece. So you'll find these from time to time. This is one I think I will probably keep in my permanent collection. Here's another one that I happen to like quite a bit. We'll come down on it. Pretty sure it's coral, but I'm not sure what kind of coral. Turn it over. Every now and then I find crinoid stems intermingled with these, so I don't know. Somebody knows, please let me know. You can see, same material. See it? Which I guess is sandstone. And you can see the crinoid stems. So I'm trying to separate as I go here on the personal collection versus outdoor collection or basement. Now I like this piece a lot. Think it's crinoid, but this will go outside. Every now and then I find these in the creek. This is compressed sedimentary rock. At first, when I first started finding these, I thought it was petrified wood, but it is not. I can't think of the name of it. I believe it begins with an S, but I can't remember the name of the rock. Took some research to find it though. Various bits and pieces here. You'll just find them. You might find them interesting, you might not find them interesting, but you know, tops perhaps, Perhaps a top with the stem attachment. Don't know. Some other pieces. Neat little piece here. This one, a twofer. Be interesting to cut this one in half just to see what it looks like on the inside. Some chunky here, probably again a head of a crinoid. There's the 5 stars, I think, or the beginnings of it anyway. So I think that's what that is. So I don't know. You find this stuff periodically. This is all stuff I put in the garden or out in the back or something. Okay, down to here now. Here we have bits and pieces of either crinoid or coral. In this case, I think it's coral. So, I like that piece. Yeah, that'll stay in the collection. Here we have a lumpy guy. I haven't a clue, but he's neat. I'm going with crinoid because of that right there. Don't know though. Another crunchy one. A lot of crunch on him. Little tiny guy. Looks like he's been fried or something. He's just really, really beaten, worn down, I guess. I don't know. Think top of a crinoid, baby one. Okay, and we come down here for another. I believe these two are related. You can see the sort of shape that it has. Then we come down here to this guy. Again, this is coral, and it's got glitter and glitz in it. So yeah, if you look carefully, you can tell coral by its striations. You see these lines going. There's like a pattern to it. So there you go, little nub of coral. Now in the creeks I visit, it depends. Every creek is different, and so sometimes you find creeks that have a lot of coral, sometimes you find creeks that have almost none. In this case, this creek has it all. But this is the first piece, and you can see it's still got some algae on it. This was soaking all night, and it's still got algae. But anyway, piece of coral, horn coral, all flattened out. Pretty neat. Might have some beak height on it, hard to tell. So there you go. So those are two. Here's a larger version. Again, scrub this about 20 times. It was black when we first got this guy. Couldn't even see that was going to sparkle at all. It was just solid black. So it took some doing to get it to there. Wore out my toothbrush. Got to get another one for scrubbing. But nice stuff. Look at the difference. Just so you know, this is basically the same exact piece. So it can be like that, or it can blow up and geodize and become that. Or it can stay somewhat the same size and become a geode. I do not understand the process at all, but find it fascinating. And last, another one to add to this pile. Check that guy out. Sizable, isn't he? So let's just do this for a second. I'm going to take away this and this and show you that they're basically the same thing. Do you see it? You see the lip The edge? The edge? What is this, you say? Well, that is the stem that sticks out, the textured thing that sometimes sticks out of the coral. Let's see if I can find an example of that somewhere. I'm looking. Give me a second here. Okay. So here's a close-up. Hard to do. The camera doesn't want to focus. But anyway, I think you get the gist. See it all sticking out there at the end? All right. Moving back. So this is what happens, you know. It gets beat up, it gets geodized, and it becomes that. Kind of interesting. All right, we come over here. Over here we have a little bit of shell. He was saved because of that. Not the best crinoid plate, but a nice little bit of shell. He'll go to the garden, but I like him. I broke this geode open in the creek, and it was pretty mucky, pretty dirty. And it's not a bad one, but not a great one either. And you never know when you're out in the creek. You just bring them home, you clean them. This was soaked in CLR. This was cleaned several different ways. It does have some sparkle in it, but it's kind of a rough one. So I think I'll put this outside as well. Then we get to interesting pieces. Like sometimes when you're out, you're going to find these things. Now, I'm not sure what they are, but you can see the patterns. You see the patterns, the curves, right? And you can see it here too. If you look, there's like a little hole right there, and then it does that. The question is it a snail or an ammonite? I have no idea. You know, I can see it a little bit. You can even see like right here, right here, right here, right there, right there. So it might be. I don't know. And there's the space. So is it an ammonite? Experts will know better. This one, don't know. No idea. So sometimes I find these, I bring them home, run them by a couple other people to see what they think. Otherwise, they're going to go to the garden. As you go out and about in creeks, you will find what are termed hole in the rock. I have quite a collection now, probably 40 or 50 of these. I like them. Some people just leave them. They're not worth anything. They're just interesting. They're also called hagstones. You can Google that and find out the folklore behind all of that, which makes them more intriguing, actually. I see it as a good luck charm, and I like to have one when I go into the creek. I know that's silly, but it's just kind of a fun thing. And so far, I think it's done pretty well. So over here we have a few bits and pieces of stems. Now, stems in that creek, not many. I don't find too many. I find little segments, and I don't feel like bending over in 2.5 feet of water to pick up a segment. Stems are different, you know, sometimes you'll find them. I did find one large one about a month and a half ago, but it's so rare to find stems of any kind in that creek. I don't know why. Stems in matrix I have found. So this is in sandstone, pretty beat. You can see how rough it is now because it's been rolled and tumbled in the creek. And then you get little bits like this sometimes that are kind of interesting. This probably is crinoid, and you know, just sitting on something. I don't know. I like it. Kind of cool. Okay, now we move over here and be patient here while I clean up. Now, sometimes you'll find little ones and big ones. These are the tops of the crinoid, what they call the calyx. So here we have a calyx. Little guy, kind of cool. Try to get a good side to him. He's not as defined as some, but he's still pretty good. Okay, so he's a little guy, and let me spray this guy because he looks better when he's wet. Some of these come out of the creek and they are kind of a problem, and they've been stained over the years, things of that sort. I find the easiest way to do that is just test it when it's dry. If it doesn't look good and it's cloudy, then spray it with water again and see what it looks like. And if it looks better, then I suggest using polyurethane spray and giving it a coat or two, and it will preserve that look for you. Now, I know some collectors frown on it, but yeah, for me, it's pretty cool. So I'm going to show you that with just a little bit of spraying of water, what it kind of would look like if it were sprayed. So quite different, as you can see. Details come out, much more interesting to look at. Okay, so here's the granddaddy. Look at that guy. We'll put this one next to it. See it? Same exact thing. So here's a small one, not very well defined, but this one is superb. Details are just fantastic on this. Very, 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 very happy with this piece. So eventually I'll give it a little bit of acrylic spray, polyurethane spray, and I have a brand that I like. I'll have to show that to you on the video, and I think it'll be a beautiful piece for the collection. Love it. So they call these calyxes. I'm not up on all of it as well as I should be. I save information off of the internet, off of Google, as much as I can on crinoids and drawings and details and all that for files so I can research it myself, but I get more fascinated with the collecting of the rocks than I do the history sometimes. So we'll save the history research, you know, for another time. But yes, it almost looks like eagle talons, doesn't it? Eagle claws, pretty neat. Goes with the video and the eagles that we saw. So my two favorite pieces, certainly these calyxes. They're neat, nice additions to the collection. Next up, and again, they have to be sprayed because they're a little scuffy and a little odd looking. They'll be sprayed down. These were quite covered in slime, in algae and eggs and things, so it's very difficult to see, and obviously over years of it too, because some of it was dried and thick as a crust. I soaked them in CLR, and that started to loosen them all up again, and it was pretty gross, the skin that was on it. But so here you go. So a top, and looks like it's got something going on in it. Let's try to zoom in on that one, see what we see. Yep, it's got crystal in it. Pretty neat. So, not a bad piece. You can see where it connected right there. Now, what is it? I assume it's crinoid. This one's a little bit different. I don't know. I think it might be coral. Excuse me. If you look carefully, you can see all the lines going this way. So I think it might be a finger of coral that just exploded through the Geodes process and wound up being this. Pretty nifty. One of the biggest pieces I have, if in fact it is. So there you go. that is the wrap up. Guys, gals, I hope you enjoyed this. It's been fun bringing these videos to you. If you did, please click the like button down below. Please subscribe to our videos. We have more coming. We pretty much shoot one every 2 weeks. And it takes us a little time to edit and get things running because we're pretty busy. But we'll have something coming very, very shortly, I promise. And we're going to deviate as well and continue to go out on road trips to antique malls and things of that sort as well to bring you other different types of things. And we're going to also expand and do other different things, not just those 2 items. So the more you stay tuned, I guess, the more you'll see these things coming your way. All right? Thank you for stopping in. See you on the next journey. Bye-bye.